There are 19 ethnic groups in Tripura, and the Kuki is one of them. Under the Kuki, there are many subgroups, and the Darlong is one of them. Therefore, the Darlongs belong to the Kuki tribes. In fact, the terminology Kuki was unknown to Darlongs. They called themselves either Shiam, that is, social animal, or Omshoi, that is, habit of living together, or Manmasi, that is, human beings. The Darlongs believed that their ancestors in Stone Age came out from a gigantic stone cave that is called Sinlung, located at Chin Hills in China. In the passage of time, they migrated to Kirat Kingdom and remained there as faithful citizens of Kirat country. Finally, they migrated to Rengram, that is Tripura. Forefathers of the Darlong stated that they have been living in Rengram from time immemorial, and this is evident from the chronicle books of the kings of Tripura, that is Rajmala. However, there is no satisfactory explanation as to how the Darlongs are known as Kukis. It is the plain people and the British who addressed the Darlongs as Kuki distinctively. According to them, Kuki means those tribes who live in the jungles, uncivilized, backward, and never come in contact with people of the mainland. Presently, they inhabited mostly in Kailashahar subdivision in North Tripura district, and their main occupation is producing pineapple, orange, and cotton. However, in recent time, they engaged themselves in multi-cropping and multi-plantations. The present villages are Old and New Katalchara, which is now renamed as Old and New Lamkwang by the Darlongs community, Bechara as Saibol, Nalkata as Munbei, Saikar, Darjoy, Munta, Sermun, Boitang, Sertlang, Kalagiri, Muruai, Deura, Tuingoy, Talan, Piplachara, Zamtla, Nazareth, and Kanchanchara. The Darlongs do love to live in the hilltop in the hostile jungles. Therefore, the Darlongs are a hills-bred hardy people. They are fond of freedom. The life of the Darlongs is full of toils. In early days, the means of livelihood was on jhum cultivation and hunting. Scarcity of lands and foodstuff often made them economically hard-pressed. The clash of economic interest resulted into frequent internecine conflict. But nowadays, a sea change has taken place in the lifestyle of the Darlongs. They prefer to living close to the main road for availing different kind of modern facilities. Most of the commoners now live on horticulture-based cultivation. The Darlongs are autochthonous tribe and socially endogamous also. Marrying on tribe is always welcome. This may be the way they preserve the group's homogeneity, though nowadays there is no objection to marry other tribes. They did not want to be friendly with others in earlier days, maybe due to their backwardness. But the good thing was that they loved to live in a group. The entire village was just like a family. Jhuming cultivation was deeply rooted in the lifestyle of the Darlongs. If one Darlong man has a dao as implement, he has absolute confidence to do jhuming. It did not require any other investment, such as purchase of bullock, fertilizer, and seeds, etc. He was in need of only virgin forests where he can do jhum cultivation. If the jungles can be left undisturbed for about 8 years, without jhum cultivation, it became suitable for doing further jhum cultivation. Jhum cultivation was very important in the social life of the Darlongs. Year of birth of a child was calculated and reckoned on the basis of jhum cultivation at the particular place with reference to the year. Tentative time of marriage, construction of house, handing over of properties and festivals were also connected with reference to jhum cultivation. Fisheries also play one of the most important activities of the economic life. Hundreds of fish ponds are found in most of all the Darlong villages. Many families engaged themselves in fisheries for their livelihood. Apart from jhum cultivation, the Darlongs also practiced farming. Nowadays, plowing is done by machine, which helped the farmers in a great deal. But many people still use the traditional way of plowing. Here, varieties of seeds are grown. Among these, pineapple and black pepper are the main food crops. The Darlong women are excellent in weaving. They still use the traditional method of weaving and they called huan. The Darlongs do not have variety of musical instruments, but some of their instruments are unique and highly prized. Some of the musical instruments played by the Darlongs are Rosem. Rosem is made of cell of god with a narrow neck. A round hollow is made in the main body of the god, wherein 7 bamboo pipes with different musical notes are placed. The instrument is played blowing and puffing from the neck of the god, and the notes are controlled by both the hands. Rosem produces harmonious and perfect blend of sounds. Rosem is required almost in all the Darlong dances. Kuang. It is a drum made of rivong, that is Melina arborea, wood and covered with animal's hide at both ends. The drum is played in all the dances. Daribu. It is a set of 3 gongs of different sizes, which, when not in use, fit into one another. Each has a different tone and a good number of songs with 3 notes are played with the 3 gongs. Darteng. It is a small gong mostly played in the men's dances, such as Huallam with meaningful beats. Some dances cannot be performed without darteng. Belem. It is nothing but a bamboo flute. It can be played by anyone at any time. The household utensils by the Darlongs are burike and anke. It is a big spoon to ladle out rice, and it is a spoon made of bamboo, which is used for stirring curry in a pot or bowl. Vutfar. It is more or less the same as zu sorna, that is funnel of beer. In lieu of beer, they put hot ashes from the hearth. After that, water is poured in, and then the water runs down to the sharp bottom of funnel. Tlangkum. A basin used for manually grinding of chilies, used for preparation of hot chutney. Marchabial. This is a pot made of bamboo for keeping dried chilies. Names of few implements and useful articles are Bemte, a small basket used for carrying vegetables and other jum products. Chemlu, the handle portion of dao, that is implement. It is made of matured root of bamboo. Tuyum, it is a pot for keeping drinking water. Jungle lao, that is bitter type. When it is matured, is dried up and dressed. All articles inside the lao are taken out and washed properly. When the lao is dried up and cleaned properly, it becomes ready for use. Tuikok, a basket made of bamboo, used for carrying water pot. It is loosely woven. Bam, it is a woven basket for carrying rice and vegetables. Kleidar, it is a flat and circular bamboo plate used for rough separation of grains from husk. It is closely woven. Vaisek, it is also a flat and circular bamboo plate used for filtration of rice from rice dust. There are several small holes on the plate through which all the rice are filtrated and the rice dust remain on the plate. Por is a special basket of the Darlong, which is made of neatly stripped bamboo, cane, etc., lined with a kind of leaves called natyal. It is 4 short legs with a conical lid. The women folk kept their clothes in it. Sometimes it was also used for carrying beddings and other goods from place to place. Nupang lukhum, it is head cover especially for women. Aribom is a chicken basket made from small splitted bamboo. Umkerek, it is half part of jungle lao used as spoon or mug for taking out any liquid or water. Rimui, the spinning wheel, that is rimui, is made from wood and cane, the actual spindle being made of iron. The stand of the wheel is also made of wood. Patsai is a bamboo stick with a wide base and a narrow top, having 1 cane string which is first tied to the base and then to the top of the stick. The cotton is teased by this bow about 5 times to become clean. Heror, it is a homemade gin consisting of a frame holding 2 wooden rollers. The end of the rollers is curved into a screw which grooved into opposite way to the others. When the handle is turned, the cotton is drawn between them, the seeds then being squeezed out. Puantam thero, all articles or materials for preparation of shawl, pasra, clothes. Puanri or depte, it is rizai in lieu of blanket, made of cotton and cotton thread. Hunting and different types of traps. Hunting is an adventure to the society of the Darlongs. The game was played by individually and collectively. The targets of the games were the wild boar, deer, wild fowls, wild cat, monkeys and birds, etc. Spears or fei. Spears of various sizes are used to kill various kinds of animals. Some spears are also used for catching fishes. In the olden days, spears were also used as weapons for war. Talrong. It is a special type of trap meant for monkeys. Attracted fruit is kept on the top of bamboo post sufficiently high. The fruit is fastened in the trap. Several sharp and pointed arrows would be planted on the ground around the bottom of the bamboo. The monkey would be attracted and climb on the bamboo post. The monkey, as soon as it touches the fruit, would very swiftly fall down, and all arrows would pierce monkey's buttock and would get killed. The fruit is fastened with bigger position of bamboo piece temporarily locked. When the monkey touches the fruit, it gets unlocked. This trap is called talrong. Kar or vaichang. It is also a trap for killing wild animals such as tiger, deer, bear. A big-sized sharp spear is placed at one end of strong bamboo, and a long wire or thread is fastened at the fixed point of opposite to spear and again put to the other end of bamboo at the cocked position. When any animal passes through the spot, the threat is disturbed and immediately the sharp spear would hit the target and the animal will get killed. Trap for squirrel or leitang. Leitang is used for catching rats and squirrels. In this, a triangular frame is placed on a horizontally placed bamboo which the animal is likely to pass by. The moment the animal enters into the frame, it disturbs the balance of the string and gets itself trapped when the bent bamboo on which the string has been tied springs back. Trap for mouse or zutang. Zutang is used for trapping rats, squirrels, mouse, and it is similar to leitang. The only difference lies in that, in this trap, the spring is a part of the whole structure and can be removed and placed in any convenient place. Aritachang. It is a trap meant for killing jungle fowl. A thread is used for this. One end of the thread is fastened to a small wooden plank and other end is made round shape which is joined with a trap. The thread is pulled while preparing trap and wooden plank is bended. The circular or round-shaped thread is camouflaged by putting dried leaves. When jungle fowl comes and steps in the circular-shaped thread, it gets trapped. Traditional dances. Asyalin Mokiazar. In early days, it is said that the fox used to search food like this. The fox would hit a few bamboo shoots. Those bamboo shoots which would be fallen by hitting are suitable for eating. This is called Asyalin Mokiazar. Bamboo dance or Farel-in-kan. In the present-day context, Farel-in-kan is bamboo dance. Initially, it was pastel dance performed by both young men and women. The dancers step between the two pastels and jump back. For a single dancer, two pastels horizontally placed are used, whereas for 2 to 4 dancers, 4 pastels are used, two on top of the others. In the dance, the rapidity of the striking of the wooden pastels gets faster with the rhythmic climaxity. Doves love dance or Vatu Indi. This means doves and love. In this dance, 2 or 4 dancers face each other to imitate the actions and movements of doves in love. The dancers place their hands on the knees in a half-seated posture, jump forward and then to backward to convey their love to each other. This way, they make several rounds, dancing at the beat of the drum and the rhythm of the rosam, that is, a music instrument made of a gourd. At the end of the dance, a coin is placed on the ground representing a grain which one of the dancers with great skill and high degree of perfection and with a highly flexible body has to pick up with the tongue in the same way a dove collects the grains from the ground while seated on the toes. Parrot dance or Riki Fachoy. These dances show how closely the people observe what happens in their immediate environment and how this happening interests them. In this dance, the dancer through their graceful movements with the rhythm of the music imitate how the hungry parrots stealthily carry away corn ears of the ripening crops to the branches of the tree in the harvesting seasons and enjoy their own harvest there. This shows the relationship between man and his nature. In the dance, the young women stand in a row, take 3 steps forward and sit down. They get up and walk back. They repeat the actions round the circle and complete the dance. Lampalak. In early days, the young boys used to gather together in one particular place before writing a particular house, that is girls' place. The boys, after selecting the target, used to go to the target place by dancing from the original place till they reach. This dance is called Lampalak. Dance with skull, that is salulam. It literally means dancing with the head or skull of an animal which has been killed and brought home. The elders of the village dance as they sing in unison. The elders hold the head of the animal and dance singing the salulam la, that is song, while jumping up and down. There are a good number of songs sung in the dance. Welcome dance with sticks, that is kwalam or klangrote lam. At the beat of darting, that is a small gong, the dancer dances with 2 sticks which he strikes at the back, in the front, above the head, under the left and right legs from a slow movement till he reaches the incredible speed. That is the climax of the dance. The dance is performed only by male dancers.
Larger Christian HS School was founded on 14 February 1974. under the banner of TTLIPE, Tripura Tribal Linguistic Institution Private Enterprise, headed by two promising men, Mr. B.K. Rangkol and Mr. Saithan Khoma Darlong. During this period, Darchoi was very backward in educational field. Parents wanted to educate their children in English medium school, but could not afford to do that as English education was very expensive. A group of villagers realized that the cheapest and the easiest way to give education to their children was by establishment of school in the village, at least up to class 10 level. And this is how the school came into existence, and till date, this is the only government-aided English medium school in a Darlong village. The school was managed with the contribution of the guardians till 1979. Finally, in 1980, the Education Department of the state government recognized it and aided it. And it was upgraded to a high school in 1983. And in 2007, it was upgraded to a higher secondary level with art stream only. Proposal has been submitted to the Minister of Education for introduction of science stream in the school, and it is expected to happen very soon. The school runs in two shifts, primary section and secondary section. In primary section, we have 7 teachers, and in secondary section, we have 19 teachers. And we have 15 non-teaching staffs in different categories, making a total of 41 staffs approved by the government. In primary section, we have 198 students from class 1 to 5. And in secondary section, class 6 to 12, we have 343 students. And in primary stage, that is KG1 and KG2, we have 67 students, making a grand total of 610. The students of this school first appeared in Tripura board final examination in 1985 and came out with poor results. From 1999 onwards, the pass percentage in Madhyamik gradually increased, and in 2006, the school had a record-breaking performance with 100% pass in Madhyamik final examination. And in 2007, 3 students passed in first division and 1 student passed in first division with letter marks in life science. In 2010, 3 students passed in first division and 2 students secured letter marks in several subjects. The students appeared higher secondary final examination in the board for the first time in 2009. And in 2010, 1 student passed in first division. Both in 2009 and 2010, the pass percentage remains 90% and above. The school has 2 boarding houses attached to it. One is for girls and another one is for boys. We have 60 seats capacity in girls' hostel, and in boys' hostel 80 seats. The students receive boarding house stipend from the Tribal Welfare Department of State Government. With the grant from the state government and with the prayer support of our well-wisher, we hope that the school will continue to be the source of blessings to all the tribal people of Tripura.
The Darlong livelihood was solely dependent on jhum cultivation and deeply rooted with the traditional ways of living. Several rituals were performed for jhum cultivation. At first, a group of individuals was formed and known as Ram. This Ram was entrusted to select jhum sites for all families. It is here to mention that no individual family would have the right to select site for his jhum. After selection was over, the Ram group would report to the villagers that they have finished their job. At that time, a ritual would be performed where 2 different kinds of liquor would be prepared. One was called Ramzu, that is, drink for the rum group, with big pots, while other normal jubel, that is, drink for other members of the villager, with smaller pots, and a pig would be killed. All of them would enjoy by drinking and dancing. In this, all members of Ram would drink and eat to their heart's content. The role of the priest is very important. He would perform ritual and spell out Pula, that is mantra. Finally, he would pray and wish for each family so that all of them produce crops abundantly and no one sustains injury during the course of Jhum cultivation. After the first ritual was performed, it was ready for burning. Declaration would be made accordingly. This was known as Chem Inthum, means ready for burning. A ribok, that is, dormitory, would be constructed in the jungle where all youths could stay together during the course of burning. All able-bodied boys and girls would form several groups of partnership called Lomber. In each partnership will include at least 2 girls. These partnership groups would clear all the jungles meant for Jhum cultivation by rotation within the stipulated period of time. After a few days, when the clearing had dried up, the group burns the Jhum one by one. The same groups would continue to work right from sowing and weeding by rotation till completion. The weeding would be done 3 times. The third weeding was known as Lomparwal, that is, a bigger group partnership. By the time, the elders would also join to the group. In case any portions of work are left, the boys would complete the works. Another occasion would be celebrated for those youths who had rendered extra works and completed unfinished tasks. Sufficient quantity of drinks would be arranged for those boys with pork. The boys would enjoy by drinking and eating. This was traditional practice in society. Here, it is to mention that if half of the partnership group participates in the work, it is called Papartun. During this period, all boy partners would go to the house of girl partner's house for courting every night and would make merry by drinking and singing love songs. This practice will continue after the third weeding was over, till harvesting period comes. The most memorable and exciting period, which the Darlongs can never forget, was the harvesting periods, that is, Bol Lai. When harvesting season comes, everyone in the group, from the youngest to the oldest, would be filled with joy over the harvest. The elder would carry 2.5 sir pot each, while the youths 3.5 sir pot each for drinking. This traditional practice was known as Tuan Bang. The drinks would be served 3 times. Anyone who could drink till the 3rd round would be known as successful person. If he fails to do so, he would be looked down upon. During this period, everyone would sing harvesting song, drink to their heart's content and dance singly or in groups. All of them would make merry throughout the season. After harvesting was over, all paddies are brought to their respective houses by the group of boys and girls. The boys and girls, after completion of bringing all the paddies to their respective house, would grind them manually by using fashal and sum, that is, wooden big pot and handle. During this period, boys and girls would select the house where there was rearing of pigs and request the house owner to use his courtyard for dancing and merrymaking. The youths would also request the owner of the house to offer his pig for them. It was traditional system and practice that the owner of the house would also be willing to offer the pig to the group. The boys and the girls would make merry by eating, singing, and dancing. This was also a big entertainment to all members of the village. In this, other villagers would also participate in the program and enjoy it. Immediately after Bol Lai, that is, harvesting period, is over, another important occasion comes. It was Zol Swak, that is, post-harvesting period festival. This occasion was also known as Parkang. All boys would go to harvest the jhums and collect different kinds of flowers for the girls, including their loved ones. The girls would also welcome them with drinks. The boys would present flowers to their respective dear ones. Thereafter, the boys would visit the girls' house every night for courting and for singing songs and dancing. Thus, the boys and girls would enjoy their lives by singing songs, drinking, and dancing. Those festive days remained in the hearts of all Darlong's boys and girls, even in the later years. After a few days, all elders, as a token of gratitude and thanks, would offer drinks and meat to all boys and girls on one important night and would make a big festival for dancing and singing for whole night. The elders would also remind them that they have abundant crops only because of their prayers to God at the beginning of the June cultivation. The Darlong communities became 100% Christian in the year 1971. Since then, the Darlong communities proved to be a committed and united believers. Like all other Christians, the Darlong also observe Sunday as a day of praise, worship, and rest. They attend the church regularly on Sundays. Attending church on Sunday is one of the most important practices for the Darlong communities as a Christian community.